Good morning, Burn Church of the Nazarene. I hope you are doing well. Been praying for you, and I wanted to give you an announcement concerning reopening the church. Before I get to that, I wanted to share with you guidelines as far as how we are to reopen our church. And these guidelines are given to us from the district and the governor of Indiana, Governor Holcomb. So let me share these with you. These are to keep us safe as well as to protect us as a church. If you want to read these guidelines, these will be posted on our church website as well. But here are the guidelines that we will need to consider and follow as we reopen our church. First of all, Burn Nazarene will have a designated greeter at the front entrance. The front door will be propped open until 10:45 a.m. Service will still start at 10:30 a.m., but the side door will remain closed temporarily. Burn Nazarene will also have hand sanitizer station located in the foyer. That is for your use and your protection, so please utilize the hand sanitizer as you come into church. Burn Nazarene will be sanitized after every use. So after every use and every service, we will be sanitizing the different church locations that we will be using, and this is again for your protection. People coming to church services, we are strongly encouraging you to wear a face covering. Now, face covering can be a mask, a scarf. You can get a bandana. I got a bandana from Tractor Supply, an American flag one. You can also use homemade masks. But again, this is for your protection as well as the protection of others. People who are 65 and over, or people who are considered high risk, are strongly encouraged to continue to watch the services online until May 24th, 2020. Again, we're going to continue to stream our services permanently, but the 65 and up crowd and those who are considered high risk are encouraged to stay at home until May 24th. Designated pews will be closed off to facilitate social distancing. Families that have been living together, you guys are encouraged to sit together in services, and again, we'll encourage social distancing as well with the designated pews being closed off. Churches will not be printing bulletins to deter contact with others, so the announcements will be on the screen for your convenience. As far as offering plates will be placed on the altar in the front of the sanctuary and will not be passed during services. So basically, we'll treat this like Alabaster Sunday. I know many of you are familiar with that practice, that you come up, you dump your alabaster offering in the church that we have. So instead, what we'll in essence be doing is one row at a time, starting with the front and working our way backwards. We will alternate left to right to maintain social distancing, but you'll come up the center aisle, place your offering in the offering plate, and then go and exit out the sides. And again, this will be just like how we take our alabaster offering. At the conclusion of services, rows will be dismissed one at a time to minimize close contact as families exit the building. Please do not linger in the foyer again to maintain social distancing. Burn Nazarene will only be open to the public for worship for Sunday mornings, so at least on site as of now, and again, this is temporary, but no small groups, Sunday school, midweek activities, choir, women's ministry, men's ministry, etc. on site, and again, this is temporarily. All other services will be streamed online. Children's services will be temporarily suspended, and the children are encouraged to join service in the sanctuary. So parents, if you have kids, I know that you typically send them off to children's church, and again, this is a temporary thing, but we strongly encourage you to bring your kids to church, and you can have them in the sanctuary. And again, what better way to, uh, you know, encourage that practice of training your child up in the way of the Lord, exposing them to God's house and bringing them into the sanctuary. And really, it also encourages a multi-generational worship. VBS will be postponed until further notice. I would like to see VBS. We originally had it scheduled for June, and we're going to postpone it. I'd like to see doing VBS in July, and again, we will take that by week basis and see where we're at then. The annex and basement will be temporarily closed off. If you are experiencing symptoms or are sick, we please encourage you stay at home for your safety and for the safety of others. We want our church family to feel safe in this environment. And finally, the church board is going to reevaluate all this, all these guidelines based on the latest recommendations of the district and from the governor. We're actually going to be meeting May 20th to reevaluate all these guidelines and see where we're at. Again, just an example with the services. As of now, we're just going to be having morning worship service on site as we gradually ease into this. But when we reevaluate everything, we are going to look at seeing, okay, let's phase in Wednesday night services. Let's phase in, after a couple of weeks go by, let's phase in Sunday night services. So we want to get back to normal, but we're going to need to do it gradually and ease into it. And again, we appreciate your prayers during this time. So the $1 million question, when is Burn Church in the Nazarene going to reopen? So the board met last night, and we made a decision and voted, and here's how the board reached this decision. We based our decision on the guidelines of the NEI district and also the Governor Holcomb. And the first guideline was, in order to reopen, we need to be prepared and follow specific social distancing guidelines. Also, the 65 and older and those of high risk are encouraged to stay at home until May 24th. The preference of the Indiana governor is that we continue to meet online until May 24th. The NEI district recommended that every church is to move slowly and cautiously and be fully prepared as we reopen. We also took into account the congregation. As I've called all y'all, the different church people, I know that many of you miss coming to church, and actually that really encourages my heart as a pastor. I know you all miss coming to church. I know that you all are eager to come to church, and believe me, I miss you all. I miss coming to church, and I'm excited, and I know you are excited. So as we took all these different guidelines into account and considered all the different things that we needed to take into account in order to reopen, the board voted and myself voted on May 17th as our reopening date. We thought that that was a good middle approach, considering weighing out all the different guidelines and things that we had to take into account. So please put that on your calendar. May 17th, Burn Church of the Nazarene will be reopened, and for morning service at 10:30 a.m. I'm excited for this reopening. This will be a reunion for us to get back together and to be the family of God. And so if you have any questions, please feel free to call or text me, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. But I'm really looking forward to getting back together and having church with my church family. This will be a wonderful time, and again, I'll be praying for you. I'll be lifting you all up in prayer as we continue to move forward. Thank you again for tuning in. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and please continue to stay safe.